frat brothers, coaches, men who lead with grace and style. Interludes Extra sports correspondent and co-host Tony Thompson made a big deal to me regarding an upcoming collegiate football team about to make history in South Bend, Indiana. As I still learn the ropes in football, and as me and Coach get ready for the upcoming NFL season, it's great to have a conversation and learn a little bit more with the athletic director and leader of Tennessee State University. Tennessee State University, or TSU. This HBCU also made history earlier this year as its marching band, the Aristocrat of Bands, won the Grammy for Best Roots Gospel Album. The program continues in its historical making legacy by becoming one of the first HBCU college football teams to play against an NCAA First Division university, Notre Dame. And the game will be streamed nationally on NBC Peacock this coming Saturday, September 2nd. Today, Coach Tony and I speak with Dr. Mikki Allen about TSU, the historical game to be played this Labor Day weekend, and celebrating how music influences the way many athletes get their head in the game. As we conclude our 50 years of hip-hop discussion with Dr. Allen, we also celebrate the life and legacy of the King of Pop, Michael Jackson. It's game changers and grooves for this edition of Interludes. I'm Val the Voice Johnson, and this is Interludes.
Interludes, a Peer Lighthouse production. This episode is brought to you by...
Need help with wills, trusts, or protecting your LLC? Join Legal Shield today. Text the word LEGAL to 347-652-0243 for more information.
And now, all the way from the south side of Chicago, give it up for your host, Val the Voice Johnson.
Hey, Coach, who's here? Who's here visiting with us today?
Again, my illustrious brother from Kappa Alpha Psi, my man. I've been knowing my guy. We go way back like a pair of dirty socks on the baseball field. We go back. And, you know, this gentleman is not only has worked and climbed his way up the ladder, but he is now back at the HBCU level making a difference. It's my guy, none other than Dr. Mikki Allen.
All right, Dr. Allen, welcome. Here he is.
Man, what's up, bro?
What's going on, Fred? You doing all right, Tom?
Man, I'm good tonight. I'm good. Glad that you could just, I know you're busy, man. I'm just glad you can pull a way to jump on one of the hottest shows coming up with Val the Voice and myself. Man, really appreciate it.
Hey, no doubt, man. Hey, with that intro, man, you brought me in like I was coming out on Def Comedy Jam, brother.
I know. I said, man, I'm not spinning the field.
Right. No, man, but no, I appreciate you all having me on. Heard a lot about what you all are doing in this space and great energy. Love being around good people. Yeah.
But we're having some fun out here now, you know, Dr. Allen, we having some fun and it's good, you know. The audience we got is nationwide, New York, Chicago, Miami to California, you know, and we try to bring good things on them, you know, and so that the audience on tonight, we're talking a little bit before you jumped out of here about Michael Jackson and Prince, and I put a little question out there for him. You know, if we had a versus going on right now, you know, that's the big thing. Ooh, is it Michael or is it Prince on the versus?
Oh man, I gotta go with the king, man. Hey, that's Mike, man. Yeah. Mike. Now Prince, man. Prince brought it, but Mike just is. I mean, he dominated the charts. So I gotta go with Mike. And when you think of PYT and Human Nature, and
I love the Human Nature.
Yeah, man. Then he did the collab with what is that? Floetry with Butterfly. I mean,
that was ridiculous.
Yeah, that was. Yeah, his latest tunes and tracks, they're classics, and he was definitely an icon. Prince was as well too now. But I'm gonna go with Mike. I'm gonna stay with the flat shoes and the moonwalk instead of the boots.
The flat shoes and the moonwalk, right? And grabbing across the stage.
Dr. Allen, my favorite performance of Michael Jackson was the Motown 25, and when all of the brothers were on, and then of course he did the classic Billie Jean with the white glove and the white socks and did the moonwalk.
Come on, man.
Come on, man. Isn't that iconic?
It was like time stopped, wasn't it?
Yes.
It was like everybody remembers that moment, and it was his stage, and it's like, okay, I'm gonna moonwalk and I'm gonna separate myself from my brothers.
And I give y'all that piece because you know we all grew up back in the day. So you know back in the day, you know, we were trying to pop lock, you know, and every pop lock, you couldn't be a pop lock if you ain't had a moonwalk in there, right?
Come on now. Yeah. I mean,
you know that, Val.
Because you went. I guess you went breaking. You had Ozone and Turbo and
there you
Kelly,
go, Turbo
in there, and then
there
Mike just changed the game, man, and he took everybody from the breaking out of the Electric Boogaloo to the moonwalk, man, and he just, like I said, man, iconic figure, individual that really transformed the music and in the dance world. So no. Yeah, he's missed, man.
Man, that is
this would have been his 65th birthday, Dr. Allen.
Yeah. I know. I've seen that across social media, and just to think, Michael Jackson would have been 65. I guess there's some people that grace this beautiful earth that I guess they weren't meant to be old. They weren't.
You see, I got the answer for you too, Mick. I got that.
He has my favorite album, Dr. Allen. You see it?
Okay, yeah.
I got it off the wall for you.
Yeah, off the wall, yeah. Hey,
these young cats, they don't know about all that, you know.
They don't know. Dr. Allen, of the 7 albums that Michael recorded, what's your favorite? Because we can't do favorite singles. That's too many to mention. But 7 albums. Of the 7 albums, which one would you say is your favorite?
I would say Off the Wall. It's just a classic. Yeah,
classic.
Yeah, that's the classic. You had, Human Nature in there.
Don't stop till you get enough.
I'd have to go there. I'm all about how it starts, right? And so a lot of people like to finish, the finished product. I like when it was just rough grind.
Yeah, when he still had the big nose, right?
That part. Yeah. But everything was in that record because that was the one that took him on that solo run, and he put his heart and soul in it, and it came out. But no, nothing against Thriller and Beat It. They all were their albums had their relevance in time. But that would be my favorite.
And here's a joke from one of our audience members, Dr. Allen. Oh my goodness. We were asking about Annie, Are You Okay? From Smooth Criminal. And Annie, I just asked the question earlier, what happened to Annie and why wasn't she okay? So Daniel said Annie can be allergic to peanuts. Prince would write a ballad, but now Annie's eating peanuts dressed in purple. Daniel, I don't understand. We have crazy audience members. It's very hilarious.
Yeah, very. Come on, Danny.
Right. Hey, man, I don't know where Annie got the peanuts from, but I'm just saying.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But we can, notice, Coach, Dr. Allen is showing all of his teeth, reminiscing about the music, and just I'm always thinking about that intersection between sports and music, sports and hip hop. How do you see it? How do you see how music has influenced sports on the collegiate level as well as the professional?
Yeah, the professional realm. So you'll see today, the athletes. They want to be around the entertainers and vice versa. Entertainers always are courtside or in a luxury box around some of the greatest athletes. You look at LeBron's interaction with Drake and vice versa. With Travis Scott and some of these artists. It's the rhythm. When you're an athlete, you always, if you're a great athlete, you're playing with a rhythm and a beat. It's a cadence. And that cadence starts pre-game. You're on the bus or you're on the flight. You got your earphones on, you're rocking. And those songs, I'm telling you, they stick with you. I mean, it was times I played in Neyland Stadium and other arenas, and I could have sworn, I'm acting out moves to Jay-Z's Encore. Allow me to myself.
Encore, do you want more?
And I put my foot in the ground. I'm getting missing.
Right. Like right now, like whoever in front of me better be stepping because I'm going to get them.
That's it. So I think it's just that vibe, and two, a lot of our kids on our team, my student athletes, they love music. We embrace that. That's part of our HBCU culture. It's a rhythm on our campus. We love it. We embrace it. Coach George, after we win a game, he's a Philly, he's a Philly product. So he's gonna put on his Meek Mill.
Yeah, yeah, he's gonna put that Mickey back. You could have got on him and told him to go back older and get on some of that DMX. Go on some of that real anthem.
Yeah,
What?
You should get that grind.
And speaking of them, it's so funny. Again, everybody, we talking to Dr. Mikki Allen, Tennessee State University Athletic Director, tonight here with Val the Voice and myself, Coach Tony on Interludes Talk on Tuesday. A lot of people, Dr. Allen, don't realize that this is the first weekend of a Power 5 in Notre Dame University taking on an HBCU which has the largest logo of any of the HBCUs in that Tennessee Tiger logo. But tell me and us, what does that mean to you as a young athletic director to come in, change the face of what the program is looking like, and then within your young tenure as an athletic director to be able to be on a national showcase, NBC? What does that mean to Tennessee State University, its alumni, and the football players who played many, many years ago and now up to par? Tell us how's that going?
Well, in 2020, I took over a program that has a long-standing history, an iconic program, and I'm bringing my Power 5 experience. I've spent a lot of time on the Hill at Tennessee, but also spent a large portion of my life on the Tennessee State campus as well. My grandfather's history, both of them went there. My wife's a graduate, my brother as well. And so, and I got my graduate degree there, and I always wanted the job. I always wanted it. It didn't matter when it was offered to me. I wanted to be in a position to take it over and bring flavor to it that would renew and restore the history, the proud history and tradition of Tennessee State football and athletics in general. And so we've done that. We've been intentional on scheduling. Scheduling is important in the HBCU realm. We've tried to schedule HBCU homecomings. That's important. We got Norfolk State this year. We had Bethune last year. We're working on some prominent HBCU institutions to play for homecoming. I think that's important. Getting our John Merritt Classic back to an earlier game that features prominent HBCUs, talking Alabama A&M and some others. But then when you look outside of that HBCU footprint, it's important that you're playing Power 5 institutions like Notre Dame and we're playing North Dakota State, which is a powerhouse in FCS football. But we're doing this because our kids deserve to be on the national stage. Our program deserves to be on network. I remember when they used to have BET used to feature HBCU institutions. They need to go back. Remember that? But ESPN, we're trying to make sure that we push the envelope to make sure that our HBCUs get the proper exposure. And that's important for our student athletes, because if they get the exposure, then that's the front door that they need to audition to play on the next level. There's a lot of talent. We've had over 121 former student athletes that grace the campus of Tennessee State University. And so, and then when you look at, we're the only HBCU that has an active NBA player, Robert Covington. Dick Barnett, Dick Barnett.
Chi-Town.
Yeah, two Chi-Town, two yellow coats and Richard Dent, Claude Humphrey. We have Ed Too Tall Jones that needs to be in the hall. So we have an entertainment value with a Grammy Award winning AOB, and we bring a lot of flavor, man, in our conference. When we play, everybody comes to see our band and our team, and they come to see us show out, right?
That's what Val was talking about, and tell him, Val.
Yeah.
Come on now.
I was thinking we cover, this show covers the Grammy Awards, and when it was mentioned that Tennessee State won for a Grammy for that song that they did, I'm thinking, well, Tennessee State, they got nominated and they won. Oh my gosh, this is huge. And what did that mean for TSU? What did that mean, that Grammy win?
Well, I mean, it's the band. I say the band and athletics. When you look at marketing, visibility, just being that magnet for the institution, because the band and athletics always say we're the front porch. We're on center stage, and we're a conduit to really be that attractive piece for a student to look in high school. Like, hey, where am I going to spend the next 4 years of my life? Right. And so those two entities, when they're at the forefront and they're rocking and we're doing things first class, it bodes well for the institution and the advancement of the mission of the institution. And that's what I tell our staff. That's what I tell our student athletes that sign to become a part of our program. You represent Tennessee State University, but you also are a part of continuing the legacy and drawing students like yourself to come be a part of what we got going on, especially in Nashville, Tennessee.
We'll be right back after a word from our sponsors.
Interludes is now available on the Live 365 app under the Absolutely Focus Radio platform. We have partnered with Absolutely Focus Radio to give you more aspirational, more informational, and more motivational tips from our insightful interviews with today's top creatives and business professionals. Come be inspired by the platform Absolutely Focus Radio, only on the Live 365 app. Check out our platform, Interludes, a pure Lighthouse production, by downloading the Live 365 app today and search for Absolutely Focus Radio. Newsflash: Val the Voice Johnson is currently one of the lead moderators on the platform, the House of Creativity on Clubhouse. Val the Voice Johnson can be heard leading the THOC news team with Latino, relationship, and good news and entertainment news that you can use to peruse your daily life. Join us every Monday through Friday from 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. Eastern in the House of Creativity. Become a member of the House of Creativity on the Clubhouse app today. And now, back to our show.
Oh, that's nice. And this weekend is so busy because down the street in this little bitty city called Chicago, there's other HBCU in the Valley and Pine Bluff coming to play in Soldiers Field, and it's crazy because you got two big powerhouses in the Midwest, which there's no HBCUs. So having to say that, when I'm telling you, man, Mick, this is huge opportunity just to put that HBCU logo, in the forefront of the Midwest. Because I can tell you, as a PWI student myself, I didn't really realize what the HBCU were when I was coming up. Obviously, now I got someone like Val in Chicago. We talk to the kids. When I go back home, I'm always wearing my TSU stuff. I get people stopping me all the time, So looking at this game that's coming up this particular weekend, looking at the HBCU game that's going to be in Soldiers Field, how does that impact other HBCU programs that these other programs, these Power 5 programs, need to really take a serious look and open the door and give some of these teams an opportunity?
Yeah, my hat goes off all the time. I'm not wearing one, but I tell, the AD there, Jack, we have a good relationship. Coach Freeman's a new coach at Notre Dame. And when this game was scheduled and we worked with that institution, they've never played an HBCU, nor have they ever played Notre Dame. They've never played but they they said, hey, if we're going to play an HBCU for the first time, we want to play Tennessee State because of the history and some of the things that I mentioned prior. But across the board, what we're hoping is programs in the SEC. You look at all the shift in the collegiate landscape with conference shifts. You want HBCUs like your North Carolina A&T, Howard, and some of these institutions, not to just get a big payday and a big guarantee, but to have a program that looks in and says, hey, we're a Power 5, but let me look at an institution in the HBCU landscape that does things on a high level and marries and matches with what we reflect as an institution, because it's all about institutional alignment. And and I think that's why Notre Dame said, hey, we want to play Tennessee State, and we've heard nothing but positive feedback on events that are going on in the city of South Bend, Indiana. And
gonna show them how to say it.
Oh man, they got a lot of their sororities and fraternities legacy and alum side. They're doing events. I know our contingent, our institutional advancement office, and a lot of our alums are connecting with the school system there, going out and delivering messages to these schools and saying, hey, there's an HBCU and there's multiple HBCUs that are out there, but look at Tennessee State. This is what we have to offer from an academic standpoint. So we're using the full experience to make sure that we showcase and celebrate what we have to offer in that community.
Man, that is, I'm left speechless on that. Again, we're talking to Dr. Mikki Allen, Athletics Director, Tennessee State University. Any of you guys out there, and females, young men, young women, running track, football, basketball, interested in Tennessee State, reach out to Coach Allen, Director Allen, and ask for some additional information.
Yeah,
Looking at the other programs on the university.
Hey, T, there's also a lot of we got a big alumni chapter there in Chicago, and
huge.
I was just about to mention that, Dr.
Val know about that piece, man. Huge. The Sun will always support you, big time.
And with Chicago, and you just mentioned this, Dr. Allen, with Chicago having the largest TSU alumni legacy students, in other words, the kids that are coming now are their parents or their grandparents attended TSU. What does that mean to continue that legacy at TSU with attracting the programs to come and to participate with what you guys have set up for TSU? The
legacy is huge because and you see that a lot at HBCU institutions where someone broke the ice and attended the HBCU and they passed that experience down to the next member of their family, and it just continues and it almost becomes a situation where there's no choice when a kid comes out of high school. It's like, you know where you're going.
You're going to Tennessee State.
Yeah,
you know where you're going.
Auntie went there, uncle went there, mom went there. You know what to do. Hold on.
Exactly.
And then too, the most important part about the legacy students are that, and what I would continue to encourage individuals that graduated from HBCUs to do is continue to invest back in the programs in which you graduated from, because once that investment is made back, that's passed down over generations and generations. And what happens is endowments become larger, scholarship endowments, and these programs such as the College of Engineering, Agriculture, Nursing, Sports Management, Business, now they have the resources where they can go out and recruit the best talent, the most talented students out there in the landscape. And then when you start turning that US News, top 25 universities, hey, we need to push and get our HBCUs up there. And that's how you do it. You do it.
Those have been great.
And let me jump in here again. One thing that I have in myself, and as Coach mentioned, we were both people that attended PWIs. I think about Stump the Yard. I think about Drumline. These are the films that come to mind when I think about an
Sure.
HBCU, kind of that fictitious role.
School
And
days.
school days, and then of course a lot of people. And I did this podcast a couple of months back, and it was kind of talking about a different world. Like these are the shows, and these are the movies that influenced generations to think about. I never considered going to an HBCU. I'm seeing this, and I want to go and I want to attend, because what's thrown in our faces, if you go to Harvard, or if you go to these other, Ivy League schools, you'll get this. But I feel like who was educating us when no one else was? It was the HBCU, and that legacy, I believe, definitely continues in athletics.
Well, we have names. That's a good point, Val. But
Mhm.
and so that stigma is out there, and there's always that conversation that there's a different experience or different quality of education. But let's throw some names out. One of the an entertainment mogul, Oprah Winfrey.
There you go.
Tennessee State, right? Come on now. Come on, I mean,
Everybody fought Oprah like E.F. Hutton back in the day when Oprah taught everybody.
Right. But if you look at Oprah, I mean, what in that communication space with Harpo Studios, we can go on.
Right.
Our vice president, Howard.
Yeah.
I mean, come on. I mean, so there's names you can throw out there, and we can go on that would speak to. There's a quality education. And there's some information being transferred, because there's some very, very powerful and influential people in this country that have a HBCU history.
That's amazing. And the funny part about it is, Val, he mentioned about Covington, West Side Chicago guy, and then of course Dent. I just had an opportunity. We just had a senior luncheon this past weekend. I had a young opportunity, Val, to meet a young brother by the name of Kevion, defensive guy, senior from Proviso West side of Chicago. He and I got to talking for a moment, and I was more proud of him because I told him, you came down here and you graduated. That's what's the most important. But you not only left Chicago, but you came to Nashville and you stuck it out. And he mentioned that he's been through multiple coaching changes, right? Multiple options. And you know how that go, Mikki. Sometimes you have a change, especially when you're an athlete, you bounce too. When the coach bounces, you bounce. This young man stayed the course, Val, and now he's reaping the benefits. And what happens in his senior year? He gets to play Notre Dame.
Yeah, Davion Bryant. This young man, he's close to receiving his master's degree. He's a brother, actually, of Robert Covington. He does everything we ask him to do. He is a leader on our team. Yes, he's had an experience where, he did have a coaching change when we brought in, Coach Eddie George, but he has stayed the course, and he is well respected by his peers, and he's going to go on to do great things. And we preach that on our campus, especially in athletics, that we want our student athletes to come in. They're very green. They don't know what they want to do outside of being an athlete. We developed a program called Becoming. We launched it last year. And the reason we tagged it Becoming is we want our student athletes to come in one form, but leave to become something else other than just an athlete. So we expose them to servant leadership. We expose them to industry. Some of them have an inclination of getting in music, some construction management, some entrepreneurship. So we're constantly putting that in their face and exposing them to it. And because we want them to become excellent and ambassadors for our university, and we're on the right track. I
was amazed. And Val, I can tell you, sitting at this lunch and listening to each of these young men come up and talk, and I talked to Eddie quite a bit, and Eddie and I had a conversation. I told him I was just really proud. You get some guys come in sometime, Mick, and they go to a certain program. It's about me. Mm-hmm. But to see the family, like I said, the becoming, and see what each of these young men had to say, that they become from voice to men basically within the program. And not only that, that Coach Eddie come in with not this huge thing of, hey, everybody I touch is going to go to NFL. I like that he's, just simply said, I'm trying to develop these guys into young, strong men. So when they walk off this campus, they're ready for everything else in life. I thought that was pretty cool.
It's pretty cool, man. And that's our responsibility. That's why I'm in it. That's why I got in this business, to touch young men and young ladies, just to transfer the knowledge, that elevator down approach. And not only Coach George speaks that, but Penny Collins in basketball,
Coach Evans,
Danica Sutton in volleyball. She just won a championship. She has a young lady that's got in vet school at LSU.
Wow.
4.0, Gina Rivera, our best player, probably arguably of all time. She's going to get her doctorate. And then Coach Cheeseborough, the legendary track and field coach. You're going to go to class with Coach Cheese, says you go to class.
Oh, I'm going to run you up out of here, but on the real way.
Yeah. That track get long, baby.
Oh, man. That is awesome. I mean, and Val, they're sitting in the heart of Nashville, literally 5-10 minutes from downtown Nashville. Beautiful campus, beautiful background to the city. And that, if you haven't added this into your visit as a high school student going to college, rather, this has got to be one of your stop-alongs. Because as you mentioned, you got my guy. We had Coach Ty Evans on one night already, Mick. That's my Milwaukee brother.
Coach Ty, man, he's been at Auburn, Alabama, Georgetown, and St. Louis area, but he found the right home, and so he's doing well with our women's program, and so But you mentioned Nashville. When I came in, I said, this big blue country, but we operate in Roar City. We put that roar in there, and they're gonna hear the roar in everything we do. But the city is growing.
Yes.
It's becoming more diverse. The scene is amazing. When we get kids on campus, they immediately want to go downtown. We actually have a stadium downtown. We have first right refusal to play in Nissan Stadium, so we do have a locker room in a pro stadium. That's branded Tennessee State. We take our young people there. We let them go on the field with the best player arguably to ever play for the organization in Eddie George. Right. Then we take them to Broadway and Fifth and let them see the scene, bright lights, big buildings. What else you want? We're going to plug you to Bridgestone. You want to work at Amazon? We're going to plug you in, but we're going to do athletics at a high level first. We're going to get across that stage, and then we want to retain our student athletes here because I say that speaks a lot about a city when you look at a college program, athletic program, or just an institution in general. When an individual graduates, do they stay in that city?
Right. Hey, I'm going to tell you that.
They don't take that learning somewhere else. We want it to stay here.
I bumped into my classmate, Mick, to tell you that, who's a TSU graduated 20 years later at the stop sign on Charlotte, right by NES one day. And I ain't seen him since we came out of Chicago together. And all of a sudden I look over and there he is, man. So, obviously when he graduated, he didn't leave. And Val will tell you right now, even the buzz in Chicago, Nashville is the new Chicago, as we say at home, because you got more Illinois plates than any other city that's here. And it's a quick jump on Southwest, get home in an hour and 40 minutes or 30 minutes. And it's a quick drive right up 65. So in the city,
I seen that ILL. I see the little blue in there. Come on now, I seen it. Yeah, I love it. I love it.
Oh my God. All right, let me go ahead and wrap this up. The team, the U.S. team, they recently won. They medaled from the track team. It's I guess athletics, as people try to say, it's important to any collegiate program. And you have definitely have spoken well of multiple programs, not only athletics, but as I look at these talented athletes that won and medaled, I think overseas. I think it was in Hungary. Was it in Hungary that they medaled?
Budapest.
Right. How important is it for the student athletes at TSU to how important is it for them to be prepared for like an international stage such as this one, for like the kids here that won and medaled for track and field? Because you athletics director, that's all the athletics, that's basketball, that's track,
it's
everything.
Sports,
yeah.
and we introduced club hockey as well at the end of the draft. So we're gonna break some ice there and get in that space. But as I look at that picture, and you look at those individuals here that won the medal and represented the U.S., you just think of the journey that they had to go through to get there, and the times when things were not necessarily great, but they had to keep being resilient and working through, right? And understanding that there's an end goal, and it's the mindset. It's in between the ears, and that's what I think athletics and how it transcends into life. And there's so many life lessons, but that's the pinnacle. And it's so great to see young people, specifically people of color, achieve greatness, especially for our young people on our campus, because they aspire to reach the pinnacle, to medal, to be on a draft stage with the commissioner in whatever sport. But we definitely love when we see this. I think it bodes well and speaks to the country. There's a lot. I mean, you see now on social media, there's so many youth. These young people are starting at 4 or 5 years old, and got the helicopter parents.
Right.
Training them so early. I'm like, man, I got 2 at home, and my son, he's gonna be a baller, but I let him kind of develop, and you don't have to rush it.
Let him develop. That's what I did with my son. Let him develop.
Man, because when you get in it and you start doing it at a high level, it's a full-time deal, and you have to juggle academics, and so on our campus, we know that there's a huge responsibility to being a student athlete. We try to meet our kids in that mental space to make sure that we have all the resources around them. When things are up, when things are down, we're still here for them, and we're going to be advocates for their success.
Yeah. So we'll be rooting for you for the Saturday show, and we thank you so very much, Dr. Allen, for being here. Be blessed, sir.
All right,
yo, baby, appreciate it.
All
right, peace. Oh my gosh, you always bring the dopest guest.
Man,
Dr.
I told
Allen, you. Wow, come on. And you see what Eric said. Let me bring up his, come up here. He says dope show. Thank you, man, Eric.
The big thing and the big takeaway that I heard, from listening to him is that TSU, no matter what program, has done a heck of a job of balancing academics and athletics. And these young men are coming out, and these young women are coming off the campus, coming from various cities across the U.S. into Nashville, Val, graduating, and then the university is helping and allowing them to be placed in opportunities that help them grow in the future. That's huge.
And if you're interested in seeing the Notre Dame and TSU, yes, that's said very. I have to say very.
NBC this Saturday on NBC, but it's going to be on NBC, and it is going to be the Notre Dame Fighting Irish versus our beloved Tennessee State University Tigers.
Tune in this Saturday, September 2nd. I can't believe we're in September.
And 3/4 of the way.
Right, exactly. And if you have the streaming service Peacock, you can definitely see this game on Peacock.
Exactly.
So we're national and we're all over the place. But thank you so much for tuning in today to see Dr. Mikki Allen, Coach Tony, and Val the Voice Johnson with its interview in its entirety. Please visit our Interludes YouTube channel. Please like, share, and subscribe to the Interludes YouTube channel today. We are gathering all future guests, all the entertainment news, and coming back stronger than ever with Interludes, a pure Lighthouse production, coming back in September. Our Interludes Extra Talk on Tuesday sports commentator and co-host Coach Tony Thompson is gearing up for his all-new sports show, The Pull-Up Podcast, coming soon and produced by our Interludes production team. Interludes is now on the audio app Clubhouse. Come on and unleash the power of podcasting with me, your host, Val the Voice Johnson. We have invaluable podcasting tips and tricks that will help elevate your podcasting game. Join the vibrant Interludes Club community on Clubhouse today and connect with fellow podcasters and creatives who are shaping the future of audio content. Ready to take the next steps? Download the Clubhouse app and look for the Interludes House and become a part of the Interludes podcasting community. Your podcast journey deserves nothing less than the best, and Interludes on Clubhouse is here to make it happen.
Interludes, original concept by Valerie Johnson, produced by Valerie Johnson, original intro and outro music produced by Kendall Nesbitt. Interludes, a Peer Lighthouse production. This episode is brought to you by...
Need help with wills, trust, or protecting your LLC? Join Legal Shield today. For more information regarding legal protection or to join our worldwide sales team, text the word LEGAL to 347-652-0243. Become a future sponsor or advertiser on our podcasting platform by visiting our website today.
To subscribe to our YouTube channel or join Interludes Facebook group, visit the website linktree/Peer Media. That's linktr.ee/Peer Media.